my dear students. For the last part of our video regarding the 6th unit in English Plus 5th graders Blue Book, we're on page 17. We're about to finish our unit by the review grammar revision part. Okay. Now let's start with the vocabulary. Find the odd word out in each group. What is our first odd word here? It is, of course, skiing, because there is no ball here and it's not a team sport. Tennis, sailing, and swimming. What is the odd word here? It's of course tennis, because tennis is not about water. It isn't a water sport like the other two. For the third one, rugby is different. It's odd because you don't need an equipment here, or you're not on a horse, or you're not on a bike. And number 4, judo is a different one here, because you don't need to use any extra materials like in golf and in hockey. And then number 5, athletics is different because there is no ball or no net here in athletics. And for number 6, hockey is different because we use some specific equipment, and also it is not a team sport, but the other two are team sports. Okay, now in practice 2, I want you to use the verb 2 forms. Went, became, won, and did. They are irregular verbs, and the others are regular verbs. My sister traveled around Australia last summer. Andy Murray won the Wimbledon tennis tournament in 2013. Nadia Comaneci competed in the Montreal Olympics when she was 14. Last year, my family and I traveled or went to Turkey. I did all my homework at school. I can't pronounce, okay. Pele started to play football for the Brazil national team when he was 16, and One Direction became really famous in 2010. Here, in the third practice, we are using negative or positive forms of was and were, like wasn't and weren't. Okay, let's start with number 1. Were you at the sports show last night? No, why? Wasn't. Was it good? Good. It was great. Becky and Raj were there too, because we have plural subjects here. Really? Yes. Blah blah blah. A lot of different sports to try. What should we have here? Was or were? Of course, this should be were, because we have something plural here. No way. What sports? Well, there, blah blah blah, judo. Judo is a singular noun, so we need was. Then I did some climbing and cycling. Guys, I'm reminding you here again and again. Look at this. The first sentence, well, there was judo, is a state verb in simple past. But then I did some climbing and cycling has an action verb in simple past, that is did. That sounds great. I know it was so cool, but there wasn't much time to talk to people. Yes, we are using wasn't here because you know that time is an uncountable noun, and uncountable nouns are treated as if they're singular nouns, but here we need a past statement, so not there is, but we need there was in a negative way, which is there wasn't. We need again another negative statement here about plurals. So there weren't any famous climbers or cyclists, but there was a judo star there. Was it an Olympic champion? No. It was me. Ha ha ha. Very funny, Max. Now, in practice 4, I want you to tell me if these verbs are regular or irregular. Learn, learned, regular. Give, gave, irregular. See, saw, irregular. Play, played, regular. Come, came, irregular. Live, lived, regular. Finish, finished, regular. But speak, spoke, irregular. And eat, ate, irregular. And now in practice 5, you are supposed to fill in the spaces with the past simple, I mean verb 2 forms of the verbs. Okay, Dr. Ludwig Guttmann was a German doctor and he worked in a hospital in England during the Second World War. His patients had serious problems with their back, but Dr. Guttmann used sport to help them. He began a sports competition at the hospital. Soon people from other countries came to the hospital games. In September 1960, the hospital games changed to the Paralympics and the first competition took place in Rome. Athletes from 23 countries competed in the events and Italy won 80 medals. And in practice 6, I want you to choose the correct responses to the questions here. How was your weekend? It was great, thanks. I went to a tennis match. Was it good? Who were you with? I was with my mom and sister. Hey, why don't you come next time? Oh, sure, why not? Text me when you're going, okay? Okay then. And now I want you to listen to practice 7 and answer the questions here finally.
Unit 6. Review. Exercise 7.
Hi, Ellie. How are things?
Hi, Louisa. Good, thanks. How was your weekend?
Okay. Well, not great actually.
Oh dear. Why?
Well, I worked on my PE project on Saturday and Sunday.
That sounds good.
No, it wasn't.
What was your PE project about?
A famous sporting event.
So what was your famous event?
Well, I wrote about a tennis match during Wimbledon 2010.
Why was that famous?
Well, it was the longest match in the history of tennis.
Really? Who played?
The American John Isner played the French player Nicolas Mahut. The match started on Tuesday the 22nd of June and it finished on Thursday the 24th of June.
So the match was for 3 days?
No. They stopped because of rain and other problems. So in total, the match was 11 hours and 5 minutes long.
Wow, that's a long time.
I know. John Isner won the match after 183 games.
Really? What an amazing story. Let's go and play tennis.
Okay, so you have both read the transcript and listened to the record, and now let's answer the questions. Okay, first question. What did Louisa do at the weekend? She worked on her PE project. Second question. What did she write about? She wrote about a famous tennis match or sports event. When was the match? It was in 2010. Why was the match special? It was special because it was the longest match in the history of tennis. Where were the players from? The players, they were from the USA and France. How many games did the players play? The players, or briefly they played 183 games. So my dear students, at the end of this our video series, we have come to the end of the unit 6, which is about simple past. I recommend you to memorize verb 2 and verb 3, verb 1 and verb 2 forms of the irregular and regular verbs. And please study the practices included in this presentation, because you all have the answers, the correct answers here, so you can check your knowledge so far. And now you know the difference between there is and there was, the difference between there are and there were, and you can compare and contrast simple present tense to present continuous and simple past tense. Thank you very much for listening to me, and hope to see you soon again. Bye bye, take care of yourself. Love from your teacher.